Welcome to this platform training webinar today for the Velocity Trader platform. This is just a little introduction webinar for anybody who's not sure how the platform works. We're just going to go through the basics about how to set up the platform, how to place a trade, how to follow a trade once you placed it, how to close a trade, and all those kind of things. But just a few things before we go that. Just a quick little spiel about Rand Swiss, who we are, what we do, for anybody who's new to the company. Rand Swiss, we're a securities broking and a wealth and advisory house. So today we're focusing more on the securities broking side of the business. These are the individuals who basically you want a platform that will give you access to the market, but you'll manage it yourself, you log in yourself, you'll place your trades or decide on your own trades. You just want access to the market, and we assist you with that with platforms such as the Velocity Trade platform. Then, of course, there's the wealth side of the business, which is more about financial planning, RAs, retirement annuities, living annuities, all those kind of things. If you need advice, if you need some financial planning, please just let us know. We'll put you in touch with one of our wealth managers and they'll help you out. And finally, there's also the managed portfolio side of the business, which is a lot like the securities broking side of the business, except one big difference: you tell us to manage it on your behalf. So we have model portfolios, which we've been running for quite a few years. If you're saying, look, guys, here's some money, please manage it for me, we'll manage it according to those model portfolios. But yeah, so that's how we used to be, but we've simplified it and we just changed it into this: securities broking, managed products, wealth and advisory. The ones I just covered. These are just some of the awards we've received. These were for the securities broking side of the business. For those who don't know, out of 5 years, Rand Swiss was nominated as the best broker in South Africa for 4 years. So 4 out of 5 years, 3 years running, we won it. And then here are some other awards as well, which we got through the years. So we've got top TFSA provider. We've got the People's Choice Award a few times. Top advice broker. Yeah, a bunch of awards, but naturally we're very proud of the fact that we managed to win the overall award 4 out of 5 years. Okay, so this is just more information about awards. The top there, this is a bit all this for the previous awards, but yeah, it just shows how we rated in the previous awards and how we managed to get the #1 position. But okay, without further ado, here's the agenda for the day. Like I said, this is a very simple webinar. I'm just going to take you through the Velocity Trader platform, how to set it up, how to get started, how to place trades, how to follow your trades, and all those kind of things. If we have time, I don't know if we will, but if we have time, I'll also try and show you how to link your Velocity Trader to TradingView. So for those who don't know, I can take you here. So if we go to TradingView, sorry, I know it's not on the screen now, I'll share it with you in 1 second. But TradingView is kind of like a trading website, or more, I guess the better way to say is they're a charting website, but you can link their website to your broker account, and then you can trade via the TradingView website. I'll share it with you now. So if we look here, this is TradingView. So just tradingview.com. You can get these charts, and then you can link your account to TradingView. And the reason some people like it is because maybe they just prefer charting on TradingView to Velocity Trader. I know one of the benefits, for instance, for TradingView is you can add way more indicators to your chart than you can in the Velocity Trader platform. Velocity Trader does have a lot of indicators you can add, but TradingView has many, and TradingView also has custom indicators you can add. So the people who use the site, they can code their own indicators, and they can put it in the library, and then you can use the different indicators that they made to put it on your site. But we'll get back to this. Let's start with Velocity Trader platform. Okay, so this is the Velocity Trader platform. The first time you log into this platform, I just want to see if I can make this. There we go. Okay, you will actually be welcomed by this little notification, a welcome tour. And then it will take you through the platform and tell you exactly where everything is and what to do. It's like a very quick little way just to figure out how the platform works. If you want to go through it again, very easy way to access it. Click more, and then you click onboarding, and then you can take the tour again. So if you just want to refresh or you just want to go through all these kind of things again, you can pull this tour up anytime. More, onboarding, and there you go. Okay. But so, okay, this is the platform. At the moment, you can see it is blank. I've got a couple of workspaces here, but I just created a blank workspace just so I can show you exactly how to set up from scratch. So a few things to note. At the top there, please just note your connection speed. Make sure you are connected, because sometimes this is also an indication if the platform is not working perfectly. Just look at your ping, this number here at the top. We call this your ping. Make sure that you don't have a high ping. So at the moment, I've got a ping of 150 milliseconds. It's not ideal, but it's not words. It's very workable. But if you see you have a ping of like 300, 400, 500 milliseconds, then you might have an internet connection, and that can affect how the platform works. Then at the bottom, there's the time. Please make sure it's set to UTC +2. So South African time is UTC +2. That is very important, because if your time is not set right, we'll look at the charts now. Okay, actually, let me just quickly pull up a chart. Let's just start with charts. Okay. Now, when you open a chart for the first time, by default, it's set to 1 minute. So every candle you see is a 1 minute candle, 1 minute candle, 1 minute candle. Of course, that is very quickly. If you're a high frequency trader, maybe you like that, but I think most people like to look at daily candles. So you can actually come here and you can choose 1D. And then now we're looking at daily candles. But let's go, just for this example, we can go to hourly candles. Okay, so these are hours. Now, this is very important, because if I hover here, you see there at the bottom, it says that candle was formed at 5 p.m. yesterday on the 8th of October. But if your time is not set correctly here, the time on the chart is also going to be different. So you might look, for instance, at this and say, oh, this was 11 in the morning. But when your time zone is wrong, it's actually 11 a.m. at a different time zone, whatever was the time zone selected here. So just make sure that you choose the correct time zone at the bottom, UTC +2, that is South African time. Okay, going back to here. So naturally, as you've seen, you can change the time frame here to whatever you want to see. If there is something you don't want any of these options, you can click on edit, and then you can create your own custom time. So time, then you can choose minute, second, hour. We see that, oh, there's a 4 hour, but maybe I want a 2 hour. Then you just click 2, you click add to favorites. Now it's there. And now when you click, you will get 2 hour candles. So you can play around with this. You don't have to use what is here. You can remove it by clicking on the X. But if there's anything here you don't like, you want your own custom time frame or whatever, like this tick, this time, price change, blah, 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 you could just create your own custom way. But yeah, I think most people, they're perfectly happy looking at daily charts. Now, of course, if you look here, you can see there's a lot of empty space here. It only goes back until April. That is why, well, that is because at the top, we've got 6 months selected. So basically, they're only showing us 6 months worth of data. What I usually do is I just choose the max one, 20 years. The only time this will really affect you is if you're on a metered connection. So if you don't have an uncapped connection, it's going to use data, but I mean, it's minimal data. Basically, the platform is just downloading the data you see here at the top. The open price, the high price, the low, the close, and so on. I mean, we're talking about bytes, but yes, if you're worried about your data usage, if you're on a connection that has limited data, then maybe you can go for a shorter period. But if you've got like a fiber connection at home or an uncapped wireless connection, you don't really have to care about this. You can just set it to the max amount of time. Okay, while we're with charts, at the top here, you see this little pen. If you click that, it will bring up this little toolbar. And this little toolbar is for when you want to make annotations on the chart. So if you want to make drawings. So for instance, let's see, oh, I want to draw a trend line. You can choose, hover over it, it brings up, and I want to draw a line. And I can say, oh, this is the trend. And then at the bottom, I can edit it. I can make the line thicker, I can make it different, I can change the color, all those kind of things. But this little thing is to do all kinds of annotations on the chart, like draw trend lines or Fibonacci ratios and all those kind of things. Okay, if you want it to go away, boom, you take it away. I'm not going to go over the rest. The only other one I'm going to cover is indicator. So this one here, add indicator. As I mentioned, velocity, it already comes with a lot of indicators. But if you remember when I was talking about TradingView, I was talking about, oh, all the indicators. These are all the indicators that are available on velocity. Now, of course, you don't have to scroll here and manually look for the one you're looking. You can just search here. So let's say we want to put in a MACD. I'm just going to search for MACD. And then I'm just going to double click and boom. There is the MACD. If you want to edit the MACD, here where it gives you the MACD settings, you just click on it and then you can edit the colors and the time frames and all those kind of things. So again, just here where it's giving you the indicator name and all these numbers, you click it, it will bring up this little window and you can edit the numbers and you can edit the thickness of the lines and the colors and so on. But yeah, that's how you add indicators. So at the top there, indicator, search for the indicator. Let's search for something else. Let's say RSI. There's the RSI, double click, and there you go. There's the RSI, same way. If you want to edit it, just click there, play around with these settings, and you can edit and change it as you like. Okay, but yeah, that's charting. So you just click there, terminal, chart. You can add the chart, choose your time frame, choose the amount of time. You can also change the style. So if you don't want candlestick, you can change it to a line chart. You can change it to a bar chart. Entirely up to you. Amount of data you want, add annotations or don't, and then add indicator. That is chart. Next up, watch list. If you want to add a watch list, again, terminal, you just go to watch list, and then it will give you a watch list. Now, if you want to add a stock to the watch list, let's say ShopRite, you can either, okay, sorry, I was going a bit quickly. Let's say there where it says plus sign. Okay, you can add more if you have watch list. You can actually save your watch list and choose them from a list, but I'm just going here. But anyway, you click there plus. So ShopRite, I can either type the ticker code HHP, or I can search for the company name. Then you will see they give you two, CFD, equity. Equity is for more longer term holdings. CFD, this is what you use when you want to do short-term trading. So I'm going to add ShopRite to my list. There's ShopRite. As you can see, a lot of stuff is like not really very visible. I don't like the look. So what you can do, you can either make the watch list wider by dragging this line, or you can make it a little cleaner. So at the top, you see all these, there are these columns and their headings. If you right click on it, again, right click on the headings, it will bring you up this list of possible headings. So I want symbol, I want the last update. I just want to check. Last update is last traded price. Where's last? Oh, last update. Yeah, I don't care about last update. That's like when was this price that you see, when was it traded? When was the price last time updated? I don't care. So I'll remove that one. Symbol status, open or closed. Basically, that just means, is it currently trading or is the market closed? I know when the JSE trades, I don't need to see that. I do want to see the last traded price, bid and ask. So that's kind of the spread on the price change for today and its previous close. But just by removing some of those columns, already you can see I don't need to widen it. It already looks cleaner. But I can make it cleaner, boom. So now that's the basic. But you can play around with this. Again, you just right click here at the top, and then you can play around and see which columns do you want to see, which ones you don't care about, and what you can remove. If you want to remove something from a watch list, you have to click on it to make sure it's selected, and then you right click and you say remove selected symbols. If you want, you can even move. So let's put a bunch of ones on here. So we'll put there, we'll put first rand, we'll put Naspers. Okay, so now I have 3. I don't have to go and delete them manually. What I can do is I can select, and then when you hold shift, it selects all of them. Or you can select, and if you hold control, you can select which ones you want to select. But let's say I want to remove all of them, so I'm going to use shift, left click, I select all of them, right click, remove selected symbols, and just like that, I can remove everything in one go. So I don't have to go there one by one by one by one. Then one more trick. So let's just add 2 back. As you can see, there's that yellow dot at the top, symbol link. At the moment, there's nothing there. So let's change it to blue, and I'm going to link this one to blue as well. Now, the reason you want to do that is because you don't necessarily want to go type in the ticker code every time. But because these two are now linked, when I click on SHP, it automatically changes to ShopRite CFD. If I click to first rand, it automatically changes to first rand. So that's why it's really nice to link windows together. It just makes things a little bit easier. Okay. Next up, market depth. Okay, let's look at market depth. I'm going to link this one to blue. So now you can see it also automatically changes the market depth. So what is market depth? Basically, market depth is the orders that are currently on the JSE's order book. So what do I mean with that? What you are seeing here is there are people, it might be 1 person, might be 2 people, might be 10 people, might be 100 people. But at the moment, there are people, whether one or many, who are looking to buy 14,607 first rand shares at 79. Then there's a person or people looking to buy 2,692 first rand shares at 78.98. And of course, this is the other side. These are people looking to sell. So here is a person or people looking to sell 2,822 first rand shares at 79 rand and 3 cents. So that is what market depth is. It's showing you the top 5 orders currently on the JSE order book. Now, of course, not all orders on the JSE's order book is visible. Some of them are hidden. So what you're seeing here are just the visible orders. But usually institutional traders, they can hide their orders. They have reasons for why they have to do that. But yeah, so this isn't necessarily all the orders, but it's all the visible orders. And the thing is, when you place a trade, so let's say we were to place a trade now to buy first rand at 78.90. I'm trying to squeeze it in here where there's a space. Let's see if there's something a little easier. So there, 288, 288.30. If I go and place an order to buy ShopRite, or ShopRite shares, CFDs, equities, either way, at 288.20, you will actually see my order there in the market. So when you place an order on Velocity, you will actually see your order go into the market on this list. And that is important because for a lot of people, when you open a trading account and you place a trade, the broker doesn't always send your order to the JSE. Instead, what they do is they just take the other side of your trade. And of course, there's a bit of a conflict of interest there, because if your broker is trading against you, then it's in your broker's interest for you to lose money, because if you lose money, they make money. If you make money, they lose money. So that's not ideal. So when you see your order going to the market here, that means as Rand Swiss, we don't take the other side of your order. We don't trade against you. Your trade is going into the central order book at the JSE, and someone somewhere else is taking the other side of your trade. It is not Rand Swiss doing it. So a lot of people find comfort in that, and I just thought I would share that with you. Okay, then next up, I would this you'll never probably use time and sales and grid, so we'll go to order entry. So order entry is the window you use to actually open and close trades if you want. At the moment, it's not attached. So once I place my order, it will disappear. I like to keep mine attached. So to do it, you just click attached, and there it is attached. Now, I want to see the market depth usually when I place an order, because I want to see where the market is currently. Where are people trying to buy and sell when I place my order? So what you can do is you hold this, hold your mouse button down, and then you can drag it. Now you can put it anywhere. If I put it here in the middle, it means it's going to stay the way it is. Okay? But I want mine to be below my order ticket, so I put it there. And now it's below my order ticket. So that's how you can rearrange your platform if you would like to do it. I can put it there, I can put it there, I can put it at the bottom of my watch list. Wherever you would like to put it, you can put it. Sorry. Apologies for that. Attach. And there you go. Okay, so there's the order ticket. So if we look at the order ticket, and I will actually place a live order for you guys later, just so you can see, but let's just quickly go through this. So link, so let's link this. Now it's linked. Okay, so what are we looking at? First symbol, you could choose it in your watch list, what you want to trade, or you can just go choose it yourself. So let's say, no, I don't want to shop, right? I want to do SPAR. So there we go, SPAR. And because they linked, they changed here, they changed here. Just because they linked doesn't mean they now go put SPAR on the watch list. That's not going to happen. The only things that change with this is going to be the chart and the market depth. And if I click on the watch list, it will be the chart, market depth, and the order ticket. But okay, for now, SPAR. Okay, so I've decided what I want to trade. Next, I have to decide, am I going to buy or am I going to sell? With CFDs, you can sell even if you don't have any SPAR CFDs in your account. So with CFDs, you are allowed to open short positions. Short positions are positions where you make money when the price goes down, but you lose money if the price goes up. If it was equity, so if we went with the equity option, then I wouldn't be able to go with sell if I don't already have SPAR shares in my account. So let's say I have at the moment 0 SPAR shares in my account, then I won't be allowed to sell. You cannot open short positions with equity, but you can with CFDs. Okay, but yeah, so you buy and you sell. Next, quantity. So at the top, but we'll come back to quantity. Now you choose your order type. The only real orders you probably use 99% of the time is limit order and market order, these two. Market order, you're basically saying whatever the price is now. I don't care. Just so I'm going to buy from this guy. He's saying he's going to sell to me at 13128. Fine, whatever. I'll take that price. Let's buy it. Okay, limit order. Now it's different. Now I have to put in a limit price. Now I'm saying, no, I don't want to buy at this price. I want to buy SPAR when SPAR gets to 125, or let's get something closer, 130. So if I place this order now, and we look at working orders later, but this order is going to lie in working orders. And dependent on what option I chose here. So if I chose day, if by the end of the day, SPAR does not go down to 130, the order will be cancelled. And tomorrow I have to come and I have to place this order again. If I choose GTC, good till cancelled, that's what GTC stands for. If I choose GTC, it means that order will stay in the order book until SPAR comes down to 130. The moment SPAR comes down to 130, the order will be activated and I will buy the shares. So with good till cancelled, the order will lie there until SPAR comes down to 130, or I can manually go and cancel it myself. But yeah, so that's the difference between day order and GTC. At day order, that order is there until the end of the day. If it doesn't trade, it gets cancelled. Tomorrow I have to log in, I have to place the order again. GTC, it stays there until it trades or until I manually cancel it. Okay, so that's day, market, and limit. Then I put my price 130. What I do then is I can choose to put a stop loss there. Okay, when I buy SPAR at 130, I want to put the stop loss at 125. And I want to put my take profit at 140. So as you can see there, this is now when you're going to start calculating your quantity. So for every one CFD I buy, my possible risk is R5. If it goes to stop loss, I can lose R5. If it goes to take profit, I can make R10. But at the moment, we're just going to look at this take profit. So this is now where you have to decide how much are you willing to risk on this trade. Knowing very well that if you place this trade and it goes to stop loss, you're going to lose R5 for every CFD that you trade. So let's do the maths easy. Let me quickly just share the screen instead of just the platform. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. Okay, so with this calculator up here, let's do some quick little maths. Let's say you, just to make the math easy, we're going to go with 100,000. You have 100,000 Rand in your trading account. Now with that 100,000, you have to decide, okay, every time I place a trade, how much of that 100,000 Rand am I willing to risk? On a count of 100,000, you can probably go 2%. That means if the trade goes against you, you will lose 2% of your account. Now the math, of course, easy is 2,000 Rand, but just to show you guys, if it's a different amount, you just times it by 0.02. That is 2%. Or if you want to do 5%, 0.05. Or if you want to do 10%, you can do 10 or 0.1. If you want to do 15%, 1.5. Okay. We decided on this trade, I'm willing to risk 2%. Okay, so that's 2,000 Rand. Now, I look at this amount, 5 Rand. So I know for every one CFD I trade, I'm risking 5 Rand. So all I have to do with this 2,000 is I have to divide it by 5. And that gives me 400. So now I know, okay, I am willing to trade 400 SPAR CFDs. And that will keep my risk at 2,000 Rand. So that is how you calculate your risk. If you're not sure how many CFDs you need to trade, that is how you calculate it. Okay? So what you do is leave quantity at 1 at first, enter your price, your limit price, or we can even do market. If you want to do a market order there, now the risk is a bit more because remember we're going at 131 and not 130. Doesn't matter. You choose your option. Then you pull up the calculator, you take your balance. So let's do one more example. Let's say this time you have 35,000. The math is a little more difficult. And on 35,000, you times by 2%. Now, of course, 2% is just the number I'm choosing. This is something you have to decide for yourself. Do you want to risk 1%, 2%, 5%, whatever? Chances are the smaller the account, the more you have to kind of risk a little bit because of trading fees. But the bigger the account, the smaller you can risk, because usually on bigger accounts, even on 2% risk, you're still trading big enough to more than cover your fees if it goes to take profit. But the smaller account, you probably want to start looking at higher percentages. But okay, 35,000, let's just stick with 2%. That's 700 Rand. What, 700? Oh, okay, so I should trade 140 CFDs to keep my risk at 700. And that is how you calculate your risk. Okay, so that's the order entry window. Next up, we are going to look at positions. Okay, so I like my positions to run across the screen. So now again, I can give you an example of how to organize it. Sorry, I'm just going to change this back. So it's only velocity trader. So I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to put this here. Now it's across the screen. So positions tab. What is the positions tab? The positions tab is, let's imagine I now went and I went in at market. I didn't choose limit. I went in the market and I bought my whatever amount of my 70, whatever amount of SPAR CFDs. Because I went in market, it will trade immediately. So once it trades, once the trade is active, it's open, you now own your SPAR CFDs. It will show up here in your positions tab. Okay. Again, I will place a live trade in a few minutes, and then you will actually see it here in the positions tab. But just for now, understand that's what the positions tab is. And just like your watch list, you can edit these columns. You can even move them around. So for instance, I like to have the date. The date shows the time that the trade was opened. Account, you don't need to account. You know yourself. You know it's your account, so you can remove that. Position ID, you don't know. Side, I usually like to leave. Side is, are you long or are you short, as I explained earlier. Open price, that's the price at which you bought the share. So if I were to buy SPAR now, and it would say my open price was 131.23. Current price, whatever the last traded price was. Quantity, that's how many CFDs you traded. Date and time, like I like to that. It just shows you for how long has the trade been open. So gross profit or loss, gross profit or loss, that is your profit or your loss before fees. Then you get your net profit and loss. That is your net profit or loss after fees. Okay, position exposure. If you want, you can keep it there. Basically, it's just the value of the trade. So let's say you buy 70 SPAR shares at 100 Rand, then the position exposure is 7,000 Rand. So it's essentially just the amount of CFDs or shares you have multiplied by the current market price. Usually I don't do that. Position value is very similar. So fee, that's the fee you paid, the brokerage. Swaps, I'll cover swaps now. And then trading exchange is just like, SPAR, JSE, or NVIDIA, New York Stock Exchange, whatever. I usually don't care about that. But what I do care about is my stop loss and my take profit. Okay, so swaps. What is swaps? If you click on this little purple block that says CFD, you can click on it anywhere. Wherever you see it, you can click on it. I'm going to click on it here. It will bring up this symbol info window. This is important for CFDs. If you scroll down, you'll see a margin amount and then swaps. So essentially margin amount, when you buy a CFD, well, first, let's say if you buy a SPAR equity at the moment, you have to put down the full. For every share you buy, you have to put down 131 Rand 23 cents. Every single one. So if you buy 10 SPARs equity, you're going to have to put on 1,312 Rand and 30 cents, the full amount. The CFDs, on the other hand, they're what we call leveraged. So for every SPAR CFD you buy, you only need to put down 26 Rand 9 cents. You don't need to put on this full amount. You put on this amount, and then our CFD provider, who is Netbank, they lend you the rest of the money. So whatever the difference is between 26.09 and 131.23, Netbank will lend you that money. But as with all things, you have to pay interest on borrowed money. So on whatever amount of money that Nedbank lend you, you pay 11.08% interest per annum, but it is charged daily. So we can, again, let me quickly share the screen. Pull up the calculator, okay? So let's say there 13123 minus 2609. Okay, so that's the amount that Nedbank is going to lend you. Now let's say you bought 100 CFDs. So eventually, essentially, Nedbank lent you 10,514 Rand. But they charge you 11% per annum. So that's per annum. Now you divide that by 365 because there's 365 days in a year. And then you'll see there, for every single day that your trade is open, you are going to pay 3 Rand 19 cents. And that is what swaps are. That is the amount you're going to see swap. So you open the trade today, tomorrow when you come back, you'll see that amount is minus 3 Rand 19. Next day you come back, it's going to be 6 Rand 38. And so on and so on and so on. The only difference being that with short, when you open short positions, you actually earn interest. So if we go back to that amount, 10,514 times 0.0508 divided by 365. So for every day the short position is open, you're going to actually earn 1 Rand 46 instead of paying the interest. But yeah, so essentially, yeah, so that's the interest. The swap column, whatever you see the swaps, it's referring to the interest you're paying on or earning on your CFD position. If you have equity, then it's just zero. Because with equity, you have to put down the full amount. You're not borrowing money from the CFD provider. So with equity, this number will always be zero. It's only with CFDs. Okay? But so your net profit is going to be your gross profit minus the fee, plus or minus the swaps, and then you will have your net profit. Okay, moving on. Working orders. So working order, what is working order? If I don't do a market order, let's say I do a limit order, and I say 130. In fact, I can just place. I'm just quickly going to buy one. Okay, I'm going to place the order. Buying SPAR 1. I'm saying 130, place order. Going to bring up this little window. I say yes. And now you see here it is under working orders. This is like I explained to you earlier. This is, okay, I chose a day order. This order will now lie under working orders until SPAR comes down to 130. If SPAR doesn't come down to 130, then by the end of the day, this order will be cancelled. Or I can cancel it now. How do you cancel the order? You just select it, you highlight it, you right click, and then you say cancel order, yes, and now the order is cancelled. It's no longer there. And of course, play around with these columns as well. Again, you can, just like you did with positions on the watch list. But okay, so that's essentially what working orders is. When a trade is active, and let's say I put stop loss and take profit, what happens is the trade will show here, but you'll see there's 2 working orders here, and you'll be like, whoa, what's this? Basically, it's just your stop loss and your take profit. Because the moment the order goes active, you essentially have 2 new orders. One to either close the trade once it gets to stop loss, or close it when it gets to take profit. Whichever reach first, that order will then be activated and the other one will be cancelled. But yeah, just note, for every trade that you have open, for every trade that shows in the positions tab, there will be 2 orders in the working orders tab as well, if you put a stop loss and a take profit. Okay. And then orders history. This is my orders history. As you can see today, I placed an order. There it was created, and then I canceled it. So just in case you want to audit your order history, like when did I place it, when did I cancel it, all those kind of things, you can make use of the orders history tab. And then finally, there's filled orders. Filled orders are orders that actually traded. So as you can see, there's nothing here at the moment because this order didn't trade. I placed the order, but it didn't trade. So there's nothing here at the moment. But if I change this to market order and I buy it, then you will see filled order here. You will see one here, my position is open, but then you will see on the filled order because that order actually would have traded if I placed the market order. So filled order is basically just orders that actually did trade. It does not include orders which you placed, but that didn't trade and then you canceled. Those orders will not show up on filled orders. Okay, so that's the basics. I'll place one more trade quick just to show you guys all these different things. So let's go to USDZAR. So one thing to note, this is very important, it's only with Forex. It's not on any of the other ones. But if we go back, okay, I'm just going to add it here. So I'm going to type it all the time. So if we look at equity, you see the quantity is 1. You are buying 1 share. Okay? But if you look at USD, ZAR is not 1, it's 0.01. So what does that mean? Okay, so if we click again on this little button here, FX now, this time, it's not CFD. But if we click on this button, you'll see there, minimal lot 1, lot size, $100,000. So what do they mean with lot size? That means if you do 1, so if we change this to 1, you are about to trade $100,000 worth of rands and dollars, buying, selling, with 1% margin. So you don't actually need to have Forex. They're like CFDs, they're leveraged. But take note, on Forex CFDs, you don't earn on short swaps. You actually pay on short swaps and long swaps. But basically, you only need to put 1%. So if you do a full one, you're trading 100,000 USD, you need to put on $1,000. But that is why we allow you to do fractions so that you can do 0.01, because not everybody wants to trade $100,000 worth of Forex. I mean, $100,000 at the current exchange rates, that's 1.75 million. So if you have a smaller account, you can do this. So what does this mean? What, 0.01? I mean, 1.00 is 100,000. So 0.01 is $1,000. So that's the lot size of 0.1. You're essentially trading $1,000 worth of Forex, or $2,000 worth of Forex, or $10,000 worth of Forex. Entirely up to you. Okay, but I'm just going to do one now. And I'm going to place, I'm just going to do a market order now. And I'm going to put a stop loss at, I'm going to buy, so I'm going to put my stop loss at 17.55. We only have a 210 Rand in this account, so let's not go too big. And then I'm going to put my take profit at whatever, at 18 Rand. Okay, I'm just going to trade this one. So place order. Actually, I think I want to show you guys something else. I'm going to do limit order instead. Sorry, limit. Okay, I want to make sure it trades. So I'm going to say 1760. Actually, no, it's not, because as you can see there, 1760. So I'm going to make 1761 just to make sure it trades. Okay, so now I've placed the limit order. Place order. Now you get this little red warning. Why are they giving you this red warning? Because what I'm saying is I'm willing to buy, but I want to buy at 1761 or better. And this window is telling me, well, currently the price is below 1761. This price is better. So it's going to trade immediately. That's the only thing this thing is warning about. So it's fine. You can just say, yes, that's fine. No worries. Okay. So I place the trade. And now you can see in my positions tab, there is my trade live and active. Account, let's remove account. Like I said, you don't really need account. So, oh, sorry, there's a filled order here. Positions, sorry. So positions, the trade opened on this date at this time. This is the trade. This is what I traded. I have a long position. I traded a quantity of 0.1. This is the price at which it opened. This is the current price. So I currently have a loss of 971. With Forex, it's different than with equity. So with equity, you pay a percentage brokerage of the value of the trade. So let's say your brokerage is 0.5% and your total value of your trade was 100,000. Well, 0.5% of 100,000 is 500. So you would see 500 Rand there. But with Forex, it's different. Instead, the fee is inside the spread. So basically, you start at a loss. And you have the price have to come back a bit before you start to make a profit. So that's our Forex. That's why it's saying 0. It doesn't necessarily mean you didn't pay a fee. It just means the fee is inside the price, inside the spread. Okay. But finally, fee. So fee 0 swaps, 0 now. But tomorrow, if I come back, like I said, I'm going to pay that fee. Okay. So tomorrow, if I come back, small amount, it's very small. I mean, I only traded $1,000. So that's 17,000. So it's going to be like 1 Rand or 2 Rand. But tomorrow, you'll start seeing a minus amount here, minus 1 Rand, minus 2 Rand, whatever it might be. Net profit, naturally, at the moment, there's no fee or swap. So it's just saying there. And then it says there's stop loss and take profit. That's where my stop loss and take profit is. If I want to amend my stop loss, let's say this trade has gone up in my favor and I've got a nice little profit. And I want to lock in the profit. I don't want to close the trade. I want it to keep running, but I just want to lock in some profits in case the trade starts going back. Then what I can do is I can either click here on stop loss and bring up this window, or what you have to do is you have to click on it to make sure it's selected, right click, modify positions. And it brings up the same window. But the easiest way is just to click where it says stop loss. Click on it. Then I can alternate. So let's say the trade went in my favor. We're now at 1765 to 1770. So then I change my stop loss to 1765. And then I lock in my profit. Of course, it's not going to allow me to do that now because we're not at 1765. So I can't do that now. But that's just how you can amend your order and lock in some profits. If I want to close the trade, oh, sorry, there. I also want to show you there. You see, I have an open position, but I have 2 orders. Why do I have 2 orders? Because the one is my stop loss, the other one is my take profit. As you can see there, SLTP. That's why there's 2 orders. If I close the trade now, they will disappear. Or if one of them hit, they will disappear. Okay? Anyway, so you want to close the trade manually. I can either go in here in the order entry, pick it, sell, complete the whole thing, and tell them to sell 1. Or what I can do is I can just, much easier, make sure it's selected, right click, close position, close, and boom. The trade is closed. As you can see, those orders have now disappeared. Here's my order history of all the orders I placed. And now you can see there are 2 filled orders. So even though I placed 3 orders today, remember, I placed 1 for SPAR, and now I have 2 to buy the USDZAR and to sell the USDZAR. So 3, but currently you're only seeing 2 in full orders. Why? Because the SPAR one didn't trade. I placed the order, but I canceled it before it traded, so it's not in full orders. These ones on the hand did full. I did buy USDZAR and I did sell USDZAR. So these did trade, and therefore they are in filled orders. Okay. Then finally, last thing, Let me share the screen. Okay, so TradingView. How do you link your TradingView account? So let's say you don't want to use Velocity Trader, that platform I just showed you how to use it. You want to use, TradingView, you're comfortable with TradingView, you want to use TradingView. How do you use it? Very simple. When you're on the TradingView chart, at the bottom, there you see trading panel. You open trading panel, then you just have to find the broker, Velocity Trade. Okay, I'm not logged in, so I can't show you at the moment, but as soon as you click on Velocity Trade, they will bring up a login window. You just put in your login details for Velocity Trade, click connect, and boom, you're in the account and you will be able to place trades from TradingView without having to go to Velocity Trade. And that's that.